Okay, I think that's quite a few people in. We shall start. So hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Terry Martin. I'm sure a lot of you know me. I'm the Director of Operations for the Alliance. I'd like to welcome you today to the Alliance Plan 2023, where we'll reveal how we will champion your agencies and make sure that the people in it can be the best that they can be. So on to the agenda. Firstly, we'll look at the Alliance, including the current membership numbers and how we are listening to your feedback to make sure that the Alliance serves you better. Then we'll look at the Alliance operating structure and the reinstatement of the advisory board. After that, we will introduce you to our new co-chairs who have taken over from Ruth Karen, Lawrence Parks, and Dino Myers-Lanty. And then we'll get stuck into the Alliance Plan 2023, where we'll run through the key events and initiatives for 2023 by quarter. I will also be joined by our Head of People, Suzanne Barnes, who will run us through our training program for 2023, all the initiatives and the new features that have been implemented. So we are now a community of over 100 agencies, having increased our membership by a fifth in the year. As you know, the Alliance membership is for everyone in the agency. So within those agencies, we represent over 5,000 people. In Q3 2022, we undertook a membership pulse. It is designed to take a snapshot of what you think about the Alliance and give us a better understanding of what we do well, where we can improve, and where we can build deeper relationships with you as a member. We have used the feedback to shape our plans for 2023, providing more opportunities to network, a way to easily connect and collaborate, and a better way for us to communicate with you, our members. I wanted to give you an overview of the Alliance operating structure. The advisory board acts as an interface between the Alliance and its membership. It enables effective communication between the various elements of leadership and member agencies themselves, and it also acts as a sounding board for the Alliance initiatives and inspires fresh thinking. This is made up of a diverse mix of agency disciplines and sizes, consisting of 12 member agency leaders, which includes the 3 co-chairs, the Alliance executive, which is Graham, Clive, and myself. Historically, the advisory board was instrumental in the birth of the Alliance. As the co-chairs are part of the Alliance advisory board, we'll have clear communication lines to the action group leaders. The co-chairs and group leaders make up the members board. And now I'd like to hand over to the Alliance co-chairs. Unfortunately, I don't think Sabrina or Laura could join us today, but I will pass on to Paul Hammersley, who is the performance chair, and he'll be able to run through his thoughts about his pillar. Paul, you're just on mute.
3 years later, still haven't cracked it. Thank you, Terry. I do wonder if Laura and Sabrina might be on the call, but not signed in as panelists. But anyway, yes, thank you. So just a quick background. I run a business called Harbour. Harbour is it's 2 things. It's a brand strategy consultancy, but it's also a collective of agencies. So we have 12 member agencies who are all independent specialist agencies themselves, and the premise of Harbour is that we help clients figure out what their brands are all about, and then we work with those partner agencies to execute that thinking into campaigns, so whatever the right channel might be. And that's I've had a long career in the advertising and marketing services business. I've worked in the US for 8 years. I've worked for big holding companies. I've done a previous startup called the Red Brick Road. So have seen most versions of our business. I've worked across, even though I'm advertising by kind of origin, I've run groups that include CRM, PR, social, digital agencies. So hopefully some relevant experience across sectors and across types of agencies and across types of constructs, if you like. As Terry said, I'm taking over from Dino on the performance pillar. Performance has 4 subgroups, or 3 on this chart, but there are 4 on the previous chart. as I've just remarked to Terry, those subgroups seem to cover pretty much everything that an agency does: new business, creative, commercial, and strategy and planning. So it's a pretty diverse. Well, there's 4 subcommittees, as I think you all know. The key for me is not to try and do too much. There's already 4 committees all doing a good job, doing their work. So my intention is to focus on one area, and that's the area of new business. I don't know if Dan is on the call. I haven't spoken to Dan or met with Dan, but I did spend some time with Graham and a couple of other members of the group the back end of last year, talking about the new business challenges that exist in our industry. I believe it's a critical area for a couple of obvious reasons, perhaps. No other professional services sector does what we do to win new business from clients. No other professional services sector basically gives clients the answer for them to choose whether they want to work with us, or before they choose whether they want to work with us. It's extremely time-consuming, labor-intensive, costly exercise. It's no good way to choose an agency partner anyway. There's plenty of evidence to support that. There have been various attempts over the years to stop it, to change it, and most have failed. And I'm not expecting us to find a quick solution to it, but I don't believe the answer lies in the kind of IPA-ISBA agreement, which was just frankly a complete waste of time last year and has achieved nothing, I don't think, since then. But I do think it's a critical issue for us because as a fee-based business primarily, I know some people earn commissions, but as a fee-based business, if we are giving away our IP in the pitch process, we will always struggle to justify decent fees and we'll always get paid by the hour. And that's no future for any business, in my opinion. So it's critical for the construct of our industry. It's critical for the way we work. My plan is to, it requires a coordinated and determined effort. There's no doubt about it. I think the way forward is to work with clients that we all know that have recognized that pitching as it currently happens isn't the right way forward, and to work with them to find a better way and to talk about that better way publicly and to explain to be, if you like, opinion formers, public opinion leaders and opinion formers on the subject. So that's my intent. I probably talked for too long already. I see Laura and Sabrina are now on the panel, so I've given you guys enough time. So back to you.
Thank you so much, Paul. And yes, Sabrina and Laura have actually joined us. That's amazing. So I'm just going to go, should I go backwards actually? I'll go for Laura first. So Laura, if you could join us, that'd be amazing. And talk about your pillar, please.
Good morning. So apologies, I moved house yesterday, so I'm now in an empty house with what I realised was very unstable Wi-Fi. So apologies for the fact I wasn't on camera right at the beginning. I'm Laura Oliphant and I am the founder of Stand Agency. Prior to then, I ran Kindred for 10 years. And before then, I started off in sort of environmental communications. So when I inherited the purpose strand, I kind of felt the whole purpose agenda had moved on a little bit. And actually, we needed to move away from how to get B Corp and how to kind of embed purpose in our own organizations to maybe what we can do together to actually pool all of our resources and work collectively to kind of bring around a change. So the idea I would like to talk about with CEOs and the people that got a particular interest in the purpose stand is there a way of working together and pooling our pro bono time or our creative thinking to actually make a more visible kind of action-led difference with purpose? Because in doing that, you learn more about how to kind of bring purpose through your organization, how to work together, but more importantly, how to kind of create an impact. So that is my thinking in the way that I've approached the sort of purpose strand. And it's something that I kind of put out in my mission statement, that actually it needs to move from words to kind of collective action. And there's lots of industry examples where agencies have worked together and put together just a few hours of time, but in doing that, that's kind of days of communications and advertising thinking that could address one issue. But aside to that, you know, we've gone through the B Corp journey. We've always had sustainability and purpose in our own organisation, and there's lots of advice that we as an agency can give you in doing that. But I actually think, you know, we're probably going to have more of an impact in the next 2 years if we could sort of collate our thinking, and hopefully, you know, could take on one issue that is important to all of us and use our expertise in showing what an impact we can have with that. And I think also, and this is a sort of segue into the people strand, there's so much around the way we talk about purpose as agencies so that we can recruit and retain talent, because it's getting incredibly difficult to hold on to people if you work in a strong sort of purpose and environmental areas, to not lose your talent to in-house roles where they can be sort of specialists. So I think we've got to get better at allowing people to not just do communications work, but actually feel like they can contribute to kind of a bigger purpose. I think I must have used purpose about 200 times, so I'll get that more polished so that I don't repeat myself. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Laura. And Sabrina.
Hi everyone, also thank you for waiting on another mental day. I think I started the day with a call at 7:30 from a client panicking about an emergency, and I'm pretty sure that I'm talking to an audience who all probably understand what that's like and appreciate that. So thanks for waiting. I am the People Chat. I'm the founder of Complex Creative. We are known as the No Bullshit Agency, and you can probably see from our very messy multi-purpose room here that I also have a podcast under a very similar name, and I'm the people chair, which means that I will be looking after a lot of the people aspect of agencies, which obviously covers a lot of what has been said already. And I thought it was great that Laura also mentioned the talent piece, because obviously that's largely where I come in, about nurturing talent and finding talent for agencies. And I think that it's a really interesting time at the moment, because the sort of power has shifted between employees and employers, and there's a definite imbalance between what people are talking about. And you see a big narrative from talent who are complaining that they can't find jobs, and then agencies who are complaining they can't find the right staff. So there's definitely a discrepancy there. We need to obviously look at what's going on. But like we said, like Laura just said about purpose, that's a huge part of attracting talent. There's a lot of other things as well that are going into it, and what people are looking for now in an agency, whether that's flexibility, whether that's the actual meaningful work that they're going to get, whether that's career progression. There's a lot of things that people are expecting, and you know, this is not just the Gen Z generation that we're talking about who are expecting certain things, but also older generations who've been in agency for a while, who want to see a change and want to see a shift and work in different places. And again, DEI is super important, because speaking to other agency owners, they've been saying that they want to increase the diversity within their agency, but when you ask why, there's not, like, the reasoning doesn't quite match up with what they're trying to do. And I think people can see that. And if there's like a forced issue because they're trying to tick a box, whether it's B Corp, like you mentioned, or whether it's some other kind of legislations that you want to try and tick because you want to try and get a diverse team, then you're going to be approaching it the wrong way. You're going to be asking the wrong questions when you're interviewing people. You're going to be attracting the wrong sort of talent to your team. So as someone who's always had an extremely diverse team, I think at the moment in our team, we have 11 languages spoken between us, which is crazy. We've had people from all over the world, all different races, genders, sexualities, and I've not tried to kind of be like, okay, I'm going out there to find this demographic in my team. It's naturally happened. And I can tell you all the things that, you know, kind of what we've done and things like that. And again, well-being, another massive aspect that attracts talent. You know, what are you doing to look after your team? Whether it's something like, for example, you probably can see we've got a Peloton in our room here. Like, you know, that's something that the team requested, so they can just go in 20 minutes, go have a cycle, whether it's that, or whether it's mental health and processing the play, or whether it's, you know, just working from home or working from a really comfortable environment, whatever that is. I would like to, one of the things that I would like to do is booking calls with all the different agency owners to find out what your pain points are, what your kind of goals are within your agency, where you're struggling in each of these areas, in order to be able to kind of work with the Alliance to build, you know, workshops around this. And I like how we've talked about getting experts in about all these sort of things, and basically understanding where everyone's pain points are to try and help solve these issues within the people kind of pillar.
Very much, Sabrina. Amazing. So thank you so much, co-chairs. Really looking forward to your leadership and your guidance in 2023. So we did mention the advisory board, and here they are. They've been selected to represent the interests of agency members and to inspire fresh thinking and innovation for the Alliance to develop products and services that meet our members' needs. And they also act as a sounding board for new initiatives developed by the members board. They also provide a channel of communication for current events and activities to promote engagement by member agencies. And that is your advisory board. They'll be serving for a year. So we look forward to their input into the Alliance. Right, this is what you all came here for the Alliance Plan 2023. So we're going to kick off with Q1 with the theme of collaborating. So in response to the members pulse, we have created the members directory. The directory is a private and not publicly available resource. Using search criteria such as specialism, sector, location, size, and numerous other factors, members can now search each other out to connect, partner, and ultimately to collaborate. We pride ourselves in giving value to our members. In order for our members to easily extract that value, we have created the members area. It's a central location for all members where they can access the Alliance's suite of benefits, whether it be viewing the latest events, catching up on past action group videos, or tapping into resources. The members area is a one-stop shop for all things Alliance. The Alliance's membership is represented throughout the UK, and so we'll be hosting several events throughout the country. One concept is the Dream Board, where we bring together agency leaders to network, lean on each other's expertise, and build relationships. Think of it as the board you couldn't afford. Continuing the theme of bringing you the industry's leading figures, such as Trevor Johnson from TikTok, Sir Martin Sorrell, or Nick Baum from Meta, the In the Hot Seat events continue with one scheduled every quarter. We kick off the year with Rankin, where we'll be exploring his career, his view on the agency landscape, and his approach to creativity. So here's some things to look out for in a very busy Q1. The Independent Agency Awards call for entries opens on the 16th of January 2023, with the early bird deadline on the 6th of March. People Pulse Q1 launches on the 6th of February. There will be 10 action groups, including a CEO summit on the 9th of February with Matt Cooper, founder of Little Black Book Online, where we'll be discussing the importance of collaborating and making your agency famous. We also have fortnightly Green Jam events, including a speed mentoring session on the 21st of February and the launch of the first commercial pulse for 2023. Q2, inspiring. It's award season, and what better than the Independent Agency Awards to inspire our creativity and showcase the incredible work of independent agencies. In Q2, the awards will be in full swing, with the late deadline looming on the 28th of April. We'll then turn our focus to judging, with round 2 again hosted at Google's Town Hall in London on the 19th of May, bringing together the senior client community and our agency leadership to debate the winners. Then, I hope you can join us as we celebrate our Independence Day, as we take over MadFest on the 4th of July to announce the winners. So, a few things to look out for in Q2. The People Pulse launches on the 8th of May for Q2, and there'll be a further 10 action groups, which includes a CEO Summit in person. There'll also be 6 green jams, including Creative Slam on the 4th of April, where we get a client to brief our green jammers and ask them to solve a brief and present back to the clients all in 90 minutes. We also have a networking live with Catherine Strachan on the 6th of June and online with Sabria Jones, the corporate hippie, on burning the missing piece on the 2nd of May. So Q3, independent together. In Q3, we kick off the quarter by championing important issues for the independent agency sector, by hosting a debate in the Houses of Parliament. Payment terms have been an issue for many years. The Alliance feels that independent agencies can be adversely affected and at the mercy of large companies. We have thus raised the motion. This House believes that payment terms by big companies should be subject to legislation. We hope you can all join us for what is going to be an interesting and enjoyable evening in Westminster. Another initiative we'll be launching this year centers on agency selection. And I think Paul actually mentioned that earlier. In 2022, we saw the launch of the Pitch Positive Pledge, which attempts to make pitching fairer, but still supports bespoke solutions. We believe there is a more cost-effective and a better way for clients to select agencies. And it's all down to competence and chemistry. In 2023, we will launch a proposal and an educational campaign to ditch the pitch. And in September, we are bringing together the independent agency community for IndieFest, a day of fresh perspective and inspiration. We'll be lining up the best speakers from all walks of marketing to share knowledge and inspire attendees. Agencies will also have the opportunity to meet and network with their peers. So further to Q3's events and initiatives, it's business as usual. The launch of the Commercial Pulse 2, the launch of the annual Wellbeing Tracker, a virtual CEO Summit, People Pulse Q3 launches on the 14th of August, another 10 action groups, 4 green jams, including another Creative Slam in person on the 5th of September. Q4, People First. Following on from last year's successful Festival of Happiness, a day dedicated to mental health and well-being, Google have continued their sponsorship of one of the most important events in the calendar. Now in its 5th year, we will again be presenting our Wellbeing Tracker research, providing agency leadership guidance on how to implement wellbeing programs, while providing tools and resources for agencies, people to build resilience and look after their mental health. And now I'd like to hand over to Suzanne Barnes, our head of people, who will be talking more around the people area.
Good morning, everybody. For those that you don't know me, I'm Suzanne Barnes. I've been at the Alliance for just a year. I had my 1-year anniversary last week, and I look after all things kind of people related. Previously to joining the Alliance, I was worked for agencies for about 20 years. That seems a long time ago now. And I was at ARC as Client Services Director. But I just want to share some of the initiatives that we're going to be doing in the people area this year. It's a pretty busy year. First of all, something which I'm pretty excited about is we've actually relaunched the training part of the website. I'm not sure if many people looked at the old website, but as we added more and more courses, it became quite difficult to find what you were looking for. We now have over 100 training courses. And what we've now done is introduce the facility to search for the courses that you want. So you'll see here on the left-hand side, we have these orange icons representing different areas of training. So you've got wellbeing, leadership, client service, and you can either click on those icons and that will immediately take you to all the relevant training under that. So you can see here as an example on the right-hand side, I clicked on client servicing. So it will come up with the client servicing related training. It shows you that skills it will cover. It tells you the duration of the course, whether it's online, whether it's face-to-face, how long it takes. And then on the right-hand side, it shows the places available, how much the training is, and that you can book now. You can also search via location or via duration. So I hope that you'll find it kind of really easy now to see all the courses that we've got available. Of course, I love talking to our members. So if you prefer to pick up the phone or drop me an email, we can always have a meeting and talk about your training needs and go through it. But it'd be great if you can look at the website and see what you think, and obviously give me any feedback. Next slide. So amongst those 100 courses, we have introduced some new ones for this year. Obviously, we've got our old favourites like the Excellence Programme and our Diploma in Integrated Marketing, which we've been running successfully for many years now. But I just wanted to highlight a couple of other ones that we'll be doing in 2023. The first one is the Agency Profitability Series, which we're doing with Stuart Dunk. This is kind of more senior level training. So it's our kind of first venture into more senior training. So there's 4 workshops under the profitability series. We've got value-based selling, negotiation, procurement and pricing. And because it is such a new area, next Tuesday, the 17th of January at 9:30, we're going to be holding a kind of finding out more session with Stuart. So you can kind of sign up for that. Hopefully join us and ask any questions. I know quite a few people have already signed up for it, but we'll send out the invitation again after this meeting if you would like to attend. Also, for more senior people, we've introduced a business development series of workshops in conjunction with JFDI. The first one of those is filling the new business pipeline. I think this will be increasingly important in 2023, which I think we all think might be quite a difficult year. Both of these programs can be booked either as individual workshops, or you can sign up for all of them. We're also doing some leadership training. Again, all of this is now on the website, and some coaching. So there are other new courses, but you can see those if you go on. The next area is just to say that we're starting to sort of dip our toe into on-demand training. One of the most frequent reasons that people say they can't do training is because of time. So for this reason, we're starting to look at some on-demand training. The first of these is our DEI training. We have a DEI Essentials Certificate, which we launched towards the end of last year. This is actually 9 40-minute modules, and we've actually reduced the price this year. So it's just £100 for all of those 9 modules. And then you download it and you can view them and participate them in at your convenience. So we are looking at other training which we can deliver on demand. We'll see kind of what the take up is to the DEI one, but it is an area that we would like to add to in the next 12 months. Benchmarking, Terry's talked about the kind of People Pulse which happens each quarter, and I know many of you already participate this. I think it is one of the things that we do which is most valued. We get great feedback from everybody that participates in this. It's just 12 questions. We do it with our partners, Question and Retain, and the questions cover culture, performance and staff happiness. I think we've run it 9 times now, just over 2 years. So we're really starting to see some really good data and some trends in our results. The last survey, which was at the end of Q4 last year, we had over 500 responses from 64 agencies, which is great. But, you know, as Terry said at the beginning, we're now over 100 agencies, and it would be great if everyone participated in that. Worth mentioning that if you get 6 or more responses from your agency, then you get an individual People Pulse report. So you can really see how you are comparing against the industry. And we are looking at producing a salary survey. So we're talking to some potential partners that we want to deliver with this through, and I'm hoping to be able to share some details of that with you shortly. Next slide. Next is the People Partner Programme. This is another new initiative. We're often asked by members to recommend companies in the talent area. And rather than me just kind of plucking people out of the air, what we want to do is ask you, our members, of people that you use that you would be happy to recommend to other members. So it's kind of our version of Check a Trade. So very shortly, I will be asking you to recommend companies or individuals that you think are good enough to share with other members, and we'll then develop a page on the website where people can go see your kind of review of them, and then get in touch with them. So hopefully that will be something that you find useful, and we'll be setting that up very soon. And the last thing I wanted to talk about is actually an initiative that came out of the Talent Action Group. One of the areas that I think everyone will agree is the difficulty in finding good people, particularly good client service people at an affordable salary. I think Sabrina talked about the shift of power, but we had a discussion about, underqualified account managers demanding very high salaries. And one of the members talked about the fact that they had recruited someone from their local coffee shop because they displayed all the skills and behaviours of a great client service person. They talked to them, offered them a job, and they're kind of flying within the agency. So what we wanted to do is look at how we could help our members find initially great account people. So led by Rebecca Brennan, who's the CEO of Cayenne, the first stage was to interview what we deemed to be some outstanding client service people and ask them a series of questions about what made really good client service. So we did that towards the end of last year. It's a series of interviews, and we've now made some short videos, and these will form the basis of a social media campaign. So that's kind of the first stage. We've planned a Green Jam event, which will be an in-person event on the 8th of February, where Rebecca will be interviewing some of the people that participated in the initial videos, and we're calling that "What is the Client Service X Factor?" So hopefully you'll get some of your team to sign up and attend that event. It's going to be in the evening. I think it's a 5:30 start, and then we hope later in the year, the kind of final stage of that is to use our findings to run a recruitment drive where Alliance members will collaborate and will run a campaign to recruit new people into the industry based on skills and behaviours rather than purely experience. This will likely take the form of like a speed dating event, and we think that's going to be much more cost effective than using recruitment consultants, and hopefully will be a great way to get kind of fresh, young, ambitious people into the industry. So watch this space. I'll be letting you know more about that in the coming months. That's pretty much it for me. Obviously, as I said at the beginning, I love to talk to you, the members. So if you'd like to discuss your training needs or any talent people related stuff, then just drop me an email and we can set up a convenient time. Now I'm going to hand back to Terry, who's going to talk about how we have elevated the profiles of some individual members.
Thanks very much, Suzanne. So another way that we'll be putting your people first is through our initiatives such as the Creative Heroes, where we recognise the exceptional work for the agency, or putting our leaders in the spotlight with our monthly Rolling with the Pictures series hosted on LBB, and further celebrating your agency's achievements through our partnership with LBB. So as we end the year, a few things to look out for. There's the People Pulse Q4, which launches on the 23rd of October. Another 10 action groups, the CEO Summit, the Alliance Members Christmas Party, which we continue this year after the very successful one we did this year, where we had over 40 members attend, and another 6 Green Jams. And this is your Alliance team. We're always here to answer any questions that you may have, or listen to any feedback or suggestions. So we're here to serve and to support you. So no matter what question you have, anything big or small, we're here for you. So pick up the phone or drop us an email. We're more than happy to help. And this is quite scary, actually, when I look at it, but this is the high level sort of view of our planning calendar. And it gives you a really good indication how much value we have to offer this year. If you count up all those little marks on the page there, there's over 100 events and initiatives. So what I can really say is roll on to 2023. It's going to be a very busy and packed year for the Alliance membership. And I hope you guys can really get involved in all these initiatives and events that we planned especially just for you, our members. And a special thanks to our partners for 2023 for your continued support. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. If you've got any questions, like I said, drop us a line. More than happy to help or answer any questions you have. And I'm really looking forward to working with you all this year. So have a lovely day. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we shall see you at the next one. Thank you very much.